Oh man, hey, oh damn it. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. Of course, I am one of your hosts, Decon, here with very mysterious and far away.
SOS, and I am far away, and I was going to introduce the dark and lovely. There she is.
Haywire. And with everyone's favorite government spy,
Dirty Birdie.
What a
Dirty Birdie.
dirty bird.
Code name Dirty Birdie. I like you changed that. I like that.
You know what I heard? That if they
Bird is the word.
No man, hey, come on. See, already starting this show on something ridiculous. No, I heard that if they
Who's that behind you? Haywire.
Probably a fairy
It was a
behind me.
ghost. Uh-oh.
Uh,
Haywire's
Memento.
gone again.
what I was gonna
This episode.
is gonna suck.
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that they give you like penicillin, then the dirty birdie goes away.
Nope. Dirty Birdie stays with you for life,
Yeah, it
like Vegas.
yeah,
Oh,
it just
no.
shows up like once a
Oh
month.
my god, you guys.
Oh boy. All right, so
Well, so Haywire's coming and going out of the episode, so her internet has been squirrely. I'm way up by the Canadian border, and my internet might be squirrely. So we'll see what happens.
Everybody's internet has been squirrely again.
squirrely internet,
Again.
Squirrely internet, eh?
eh?
So
Yep.
what is your topic tonight, code name Dirty Bird?
Mine is the Monte Cristo homestead in Australia.
Ooh.
Ooh, never heard
Uh-oh.
about it.
Oh,
Am I gone?
Yeah.
My internet is going out too.
You're all
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there I go.
put it off.
He's gone.
He's gone. What I was gonna say is
Am I gone?
no, you're right there. I'm looking right at your damn face.
Codename Dirty Bird is gone?
Yeah.
No, I'm back.
Yeah.
Has to go do government
All right.
shit.
Yeah, he was a
Okay,
talking too
Haywire,
much.
what you
Yeah.
got for us tonight?
I gotta go make a drug deal
so
with
my
Bigfoot.
story is how Pepsi had the 6th largest military in the world at one point.
Who?
Did you guys- Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Pepsi?
Yeah, the
What
soda
are
brand.
you talking about? I've never heard this.
Well, be patient there,
Okay,
grasshopper.
so yeah, the scene. It's 1959, Cold War era, right? So the U.S. and Russia decided to try and ease tensions. That they were both gonna have conventions in each country to kind of showcase what they did, kind of their highlights, try to make friends, and so. The one in Russia, Nixon was there, Vice President Nixon was there with Khrushchev. And while they were at the convention, they got into a major fight. And it was televised and became known as like the kitchen argument or whatnot. But Khrushchev kept getting so mad, like he had sweat dripping down his face. And conveniently, the owner of Pepsi was there. So he saw his chance and just slipped him a Pepsi. And Khrushchev was like, this is the best drink ever. So he worked for like 7 years to get Pepsi into Russia. So it was the first drink that wasn't from the communist country to come into there. And so they had an issue because nowhere really accepted Russia's money at the time. So they decided that Russia would pay Pepsi in vodka. So that was their first agreement, and they paid them in vodka. But the second time their contract was supposed to renew between Pepsi and Russia, Russia didn't have enough vodka to cover the bill. And so they did the second best thing that they could, and they sent over submarines, ships, and other warcraft. So at that point, Pepsi was the 6th largest military in the world, with all the tanks and stuff like that that they had received from Russia.
Damn, Pepsi.
What happened to it all?
Coke.
So they ended up selling it to Sweden, I believe, and Sweden ended up scrapping it. But there was a TV show that the Pepsi owner was on, and he made fun of the U.S. and was like, Pepsi's better at taking over Russian military than U.S. is. So that is how Pepsi became the sixth largest military in the world. And I think it's just such a crazy story and a crazy fact of history that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah,
I never heard about this.
That's
This is
cool.
wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Russians had Pepsi when before the commercials were, "Hello, everybody. Are you feeling parched? Drink a nice can of Stalin urine. Stalin urine." With 6 different variety of flavors depending on what he drank and ate that day. Stalin urine can make you fly, will give you radioactive wings. That was a sorry guys. I'm actually I memorized the commercial word for word, so that was in the commercial. All right, back to your regular programming. Stalin adventures.
So do you guys remember? You guys are too young to remember this. I'm sure. You
Who?
probably never
Birdie
saw
and
this commercial,
Haywire?
but I think so.
Oh
There's
no.
a commercial. It was for I, Wendy's, I think, and it was this. I think it was either a Russian or like an East German woman, and she comes out on this runway. My dad, he would just roar with laughter. And she had this like gray house coat on, right? And she'd come down the runway, and I think she would stop it, Russian. And she'd go, or the announcer would go, beach bear. And she just had a volleyball, like a big beach ball, and she'd be running, and all the guys in uniforms would go crazy, and then she'd go off the runway and she'd come back with a flashlight. Evening bear. That's all it was. This commercial was absolutely the best. And it ended up getting taken off because it pissed so many people off and made it almost an international incident.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, it's like
Wow.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
awesome.
this beach
Yeah,
ball
it
was
was awesome.
molded after Stalin's testicle.
I also read somewhere that it was either the Japanese or the Russians would send bottles, glass bottles, to each other, and they didn't want the bottles. I think it was the Japanese. They ordered a bunch of glass bottles from Russia. Russia would send them in giant crates, send them over to Japan. Japan would take them and just smash them and throw them in the ocean. Why? They wanted the wood from the crates because it was way better than what they had out there. That's what they would build a lot of stuff with, a lot of houses and stuff.
For real?
Yeah,
And out of there, they
Russia?
built Japan.
yeah, they would. Yeah,
They have beautiful
Japan would
forests
trade
in
with
Russia.
Russia.
What, they couldn't log their trees?
Well, Russia had their
No, the
wood
Japanese,
in
the
Japan.
Japanese would take
Oh,
crates.
well, they have beautiful forests in Japan.
Well, I mean,
Right.
it's Japanese garbage. Nobody wants that. I mean,
They
that's
all
what.
hang themselves in them,
That's,
but I'm
that's,
just,
well,
you
that's what
know.
I was gonna say. Like, well, you have to cut down the body before you use it. And who wants the hell to do that?
Wow.
I mean, you know, the suicide
The
forest and
hangers.
all.
Those hangers.
The hangers.
Tonight will
That's
be
a
the night that
that's a
I
whole
will fall
different
for
topic right
you.
there.
Ah, damn! I was left alone.
Over again.
Nah, there we go.
All right.
Um,
Dirty Bird, what's your topic again?
Mine was the Monte Cristo homestead in New South Wales, Australia.
Ooh.
This
Okay.
one stuck out to me. So the owner, well, he was a farmer at the time. Christopher William Crawley bought a couple of parcels of land out there, and he was really struggling with this place. And it wasn't until the Great Southern Railway line was built that he scraped some money together to build a hotel right next to the railway. And with these parcels of land, he raised sheep and he sold wool too, and he became very rich very fast. Now, he had a wife and his wife was part of the. I'm gonna probably slaughter
Do it.
this.
Slaughter it.
Rich man, have you any wool? What?
It's always
The words you
slaughter
read.
them.
Dang. We read jury people. I probably slaughtered
The
that.
what, Heath? Say that again?
The Raji people, which are
Raji.
Aboriginal people.
Okay.
So she
Got
had
it.
to give that whole thing up to become part of the society. And a couple of the stories go that they became really super rich. One of the maids became pregnant, and they suspect that he did it. And she threw herself off the top floor balcony of this place. Let's see if I can share a picture of this this place.
So wait a minute. The maid threw herself off the balcony?
The
Or the
maid.
wife?
Was
Okay.
it the maid?
The maid
What?
threw herself off the top floor of this balcony. Can you see this?
What was the?
Nope, not yet.
Who did she work for? The Obamas?
Oh, jeez.
I don't see
I
nothing.
might have done it wrong.
Oh,
Share screen.
oh, this.
There we go.
There
we go. There we go.
All right.
Ah, something. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
The front is this one. This little house is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's not. I want
But-
So wait a minute. She threw herself off of one floor?
Turns out she didn't die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm okay.
Did
Well,
she
she
die? I
threw
mean,
herself off the top
you'd
balcony.
think you'd break a leg, but you
finding-
wouldn't die.
I'm all right.
Well, apparently she did. She went splat.
Crikey.
Maybe
So-
like you broke your neck.
So they cleaned up afterwards, right?
Okay.
And there was the blood stain. They cleaned it up with bleach, but that blood stain wouldn't go away ever. And there's another story that
PSWD.
one of the
Maybe 40.
maids had a baby, one of the wife's baby,
Another
carried
maid?
it up the stairs. Huh?
Yeah,
Another maid? He
everybody.
diddled another maid?
I was gonna say
Yeah. I mean, these guys got rich quick.
everybody's getting bread there.
You got our shirt on, Haywire.
Oh,
Sorry.
She had a lot of
my
kids,
stupid face on.
and one of the maids was taking the baby up the stairs, and when she got to the top of the stairs, and there's conflicting stories here. Some people say that she tossed the baby down the stairs. Other people said that she slipped and dropped the baby.
Did she what?
And there's another one that said that she was pushed by unseen hands. And she dropped the baby.
Did you just say she did a flip and then she dropped the baby?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, half gained her off the
Like
stairs.
a gymnast.
Half gained her off the stairs, and she just, when she landed on the floor, she went like, bam.
I call this one the dingo jump.
Touchdown.
And then she like jumped and just flung the baby like a
So wait a minute,
catapult.
this was their legitimate baby.
Yeah, this was their
This
legitimate
wasn't a
baby.
maid's baby. Okay.
No.
Okay. God.
oh, damn it. What is wrong with me? Oh, damn it.
Oh my God, Deacon.
Just wipe my tears, please. Crying. Thank you. What?
There's another story of a stable boy sleeping in his bed. He was too sick to move. The master of the house. This
Rowley?
is back when Australia. Yeah, this is back when Australia still had slavery. Went in there and it's like, "You're not sick," and he's like, "I can't." He literally can't move. He's so sick. And the guy came in and said, "You're not that sick." Lit his bed on fire, which was made of straw, and burned him alive.
Oh.
In the stable.
Wow.
Lit a
This guy was really evil.
Lit a fire right under his ass.
Yeah, literally. And he burned to death for
He's
it.
like, jeez, I took that too far.
There's another story.
You told me to light a fire under his ass. I didn't say literally. What the hell's the matter with you?
There's another one where...
is Decon wait a minute. Is Decon frozen for you guys?
No,
Nope.
no, not at all.
Man.
I'm you
Okay.
So
gotta
I
watch.
will. You're
there's
frozen.
another.
You have to look at me with your heart.
There's a
What's the other story,
Oh, is
Dirty
that-
Bird?
the other one of the other stories is she had another kid that got this lady and her kids, man.
Stop reproducing. It's like she lives in Detroit.
And another kid that got hit by a carriage
Jeez.
and he got some kind of brain injury and just turned him feral. He just snarling and
Feral?
growling.
Yeah.
Yeah, snarling and growling and screaming at all hours of the night. So they chained him up into one of the barns out there.
Welfare.
And that's where he stayed. And the little townsfolk kids would come by and throw rocks at him and make fun of him. And he would charge at them and just and try to get at him until they finally sent him to a mental
You
institution.
scared me. Oh, geez. Don't do that. You don't have a weak heart. Made out of chocolate.
Shit.
Heart's made out of chocolate.
So the other stories are that if you come to visit this place, there's people who have reports of being touched. I see cold hands on their shoulders. But there's also reports of if the wife of the house at that time doesn't like you, she'll make you physically ill.
Oh,
It's made people leave.
that's just gonna throw me off the balcony.
And you can tour, and you can go there, and you can tour the place with the new owners, and they'll give you the whole rundown of the
They'll
place.
even do a gainer and
It's
land
actually-
on you.
Yeah,
Hitting you 1, 2, 3.
From the
Me
top
off
of the
the
stairs.
balcony.
Yeah, jeez.
Wow. So
Touchdown
it's
Spike, a
actually
baby.
still in private ownership, but you can tour it.
Yeah, you can tour it. Yeah,
That's cool.
Well,
Isn't New South Wales the same? I guess I don't know. Are they states in Australia? New South Wales, isn't that where that woman tried to serve? She cut up her husband's body. Was
Yep.
one of our first episodes,
yeah.
and tried to feed his body to the kids.
Try to feed his body to the kids. She put his head in a pot.
Yeah,
She
in a pot.
was
Yes.
a butcher, and she would proudly display her knives above her bed. And she was she was a
Yes.
oh yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, it was a bizarre story.
crazy,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
crazy freckled.
It was nuts. Definitely.
There was another
So,
one where
do you have a
chick
story,
poisoned
Deacon?
people.
I have well, I didn't honestly. I didn't prepare at all, but I could tell a couple of stories. Did you guys know there was a nuclear disaster in the state of Idaho in the 1960s where a couple people died, and then the people that witnessed the radiation leak slowly started to disappear, and that was like the first ever like not documented, a nuclear disaster on American soil, and it so happened to happen in Idaho. But now that we're on the top,
It was at INL, wasn't it?
yeah,
Nope,
yeah, it was.
nope,
Wait, what?
nope,
Yeah, and
nope,
I think
nope.
Oh, we're gonna
it was
Nope.
INL.
It was right outside. It was right outside Idaho Falls.
the Idaho
the
Falls
INL.
reactor. You are right, sir.
Yep, there's a book
Yeah,
about
and
it.
it was.
Yeah,
Didn't they? Weren't their bodies so hot that they couldn't? They had to be buried on site because
Yep.
there was. Yeah.
the people that buried those bodies
man,
a
those
couple
poor people.
days later, they disappeared. And then the people that ended up like basically like saying like, hey, these people went missing, we need to go find them, they started to slowly disappear. And it was just like this big old stupid game of death telephone. Anyway, but that's not what I wanted to talk about actually. I wanted to talk about Raven Rock. You guys heard of Raven Rock?
What's that?
Yeah.
So
It's a dump.
It's
a dump.
So during at the end of the Nixon presidency, they realized because we need to understand, a lot of people because of the times that we live in now, a lot of people look at, Hiroshima and Nagasaki like they annihilated the cities. Those were atomic bombs. By the time that Nixon was leaving office, they began to experiment, and then they came up with a thermonuclear bomb. A thermonuclear bomb uses
Mhm.
something the size of the atomic blast. Sorry, an accent started coming out. Jeez, of the atomic blast as just a primer to the main detonation. So of the actual weapon. So what they did was they're like, okay, we need to come up with a plan because if something happens, Haywire, I think are you on mute? Oh,
Yes, the dogs are going crazy. I was trying to be polite.
oh, nah, just let them bark. Who cares? So that the government decided, they're like, you know what? If there's a nuclear holocaust and the whole world is destroyed, because we need to understand that at that time you had 14 minutes before you can actually retaliate with your own warheads. So in an all-out nuclear exchange with Russia back during the Cold War, there would be nothing left. The Earth would be completely gone. Um, so the government decided, you know what? We need to start planning for the destruction of the world. As long as the United States government survives, everything's fine. So they started coming
Yeah.
up with these plans. Well, they started coming up with these plans on how they were going to do it. And one of the things was when we get firsthand knowledge that there's a nuclear warhead headed to the United States, we're not going to tell anybody until they only have 5 minutes because that gives us time to evacuate and head to a safety location, which you called it a dump. It's actually a fortified nuclear bunker.
Yeah, a dump, deep underground military base.
Well, it's a dump now, sir. Like if you look at it, there's garbage, there's cars, I like to think that it's just hidden in plain sight. So anyways, so even the president would not be told until, you know, before he only had a couple of minutes to, and that's where the whole thing. Sorry, now I'm gonna get off track. So, do you remember the drill SOS? You're old enough of duck and cover.
Yep.
Duck
Like
and
your
cover.
desk is going to protect you.
Yeah. Okay. So duck and cover. This is the conspiracy, and it was like duck in cover. Remember, kids, don't ever look at the nuclear blast because you can go blind. They never mention your eyes melting out of your face, before you evaporate.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the whole duck and cover was something that they practiced not just in schools, but in workplaces. And they did that because the last thing they wanted was everybody panicking and then running around and then those people not being able to make to their safety location. You know who was a member that ran these drills during that time? That ran it many times was Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. So, do you guys remember after the 9/11 attack how he was in the bunker and he was like, "I'm here," and he was like in a bunker, like, and how quickly he got there? It's like, how the hell? That's because he ran his drill so many damn times that he was able to get to these places. Anyway, so the whole point was that at the moment there was a nuclear disaster, these people, a select few, were gonna run for safety. They were gonna go to Raven Rock and go to this place, and then they were gonna hide. And then they even had plans to move the Liberty Bell, the Declaration of Independence, certain paintings from a museum, certain records from that era, and they were gonna move all this stuff because even after everybody's dead, they were still gonna continue to run the United States government. So and these let's see, when did they get declassified? Was it like not everything got declassified, only the little what we know. I think it was like what 1980s, 1990s when everything was finally like not everything of course, but just the very little things about Raven Rock. So anyways, the point is that if you people think that the United States government cares about you, just remember when you're all evaporating, of course, I'm going to be in that dump, like underneath one of those rusted cars. I'm going to be in there because I'm going to be like, we need him to, for the culture of the United States. So we're just going to put him underneath. And then when I'm going to emerge with the Liberty Bell on my shoulders and I'm going to bring back the American ways. Take that, you filthy communists!
Have you been watching the Fallout series?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
What's that?
I've heard
The
it's
what?
good.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out on my end.
The Fallout show.
The what?
It's the Fallout show. It's on Amazon
No.
Prime. It gives you a good rundown of what would
I don't have
happen during a nuclear apocalypse. It's based off a video
Well,
game.
I don't want to live through it.
I just, well, you're not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Because-
No,
Because,
no. But this is
well, because,
No, I mean,
well,
you know how you have all these people that I'm gonna have a bunker and I can stay
Oh,
down
she's
there for
gone.
4 years and blah blah. I don't want to live through it.
oh yeah, it's those damn Canadians. You see, those Canadians hate freedom more than they hate
Oh,
truckers.
no,
See,
she's back.
And she looks sad.
Yeah.
I was
okay,
like, do you realize?
I've got one, and it's weird how.
Oh, jeez, what do we do?
Sorry.
Are we just losing her? So we just like pretend like she's not frozen, and we're like, oh yeah, go ahead. Oh, what?
Am I not there?
No,
That's
she's here.
crazy.
Oh, I
You're
know.
here
Oh,
now.
don't.
You
No,
can
no,
see
your
me,
mom's not
right?
here. We can talk about
Jeez.
anything we want. Yay!
Yeah, knock it off. Well,
Am I-
it's weird
am I-
that
am I
three of us
dreaming?
came up with like a military, with the military theme, because I have one too. So, Camp Hero, have you heard of it?
No. Maybe.
Okay, the internet is so bad. Okay,
Should
so
we
it's
end the show?
located on Montauk.
Mm.
It's located on Montauk, Long Island, and it was a World War II military base, although it's now decommissioned. It's still a prominent place on the beach, and I have a picture to show
Oh,
you.
you're talking about the Montaster.
Oh, hopefully it's a
This doesn't blow up the internet in this hotel.
hopefully it's a picture of JFK in a Speedo. Oh, never mind.
So the base was disguised as a fishing village during the war, and its primary mission was to provide an early warning for German U-boats. But after the war, the base remained active for quite a while, and then the radar tower, parts of the base were decommissioned, like the battery and all that kind of stuff was decommissioned, but the radar unit stayed active for the Air Force for quite a long time, and it's still a prominent part of this Camp Hope. You can see it. You can go there. It's all chained off, but people obviously get in there. But the Air Force used the radar until about 1980, and some believe that the radar is really still in effect, like it's still being used. But this was the basis for
Game of Thrones?
what's the show with
Stranger
the kids?
Things. Stranger Things.
7, was it, or 11 was her name? You know what I'm talking about. Stranger Things. They were actually going to call it Montauk, because there's this legend of and rumors that the base is being secretly used by the CIA for for like
MK
psychic
Ultra
experiments.
Yep.
That they're still using this base as part of that secret stuff. Okay. And also, this is also supposedly linked to the Philadelphia project, or the Philadelphia experiment, where there was the naval ship, the USS Eldridge, which was in the port of Philadelphia, and that this experiment made the ship disappear. And then it showed up like 30 years later, right outside Camp Hero. So I don't know. So a lot of people say that that's all super, like a big spoof story that it never really happened.
Travel experiment.
I don't know what to think. The
And then
military's
they
kind
pop
of
back
capable of
in.
doing a lot of weird things.
Yeah, so
No, they don't.
the ship popped out.
Yeah, it was
and
time travel. That
from
they
what
used
I
a
heard,
portal.
it popped back
and-
in,
Operation
and
Stargate.
there were sailors actually trapped in the walls of the ship because it popped out of existence and it popped back in. Yeah, and they were stuck in the walls of the ship.
Yeah, they were fused to the bulkheads and So that remains. I mean, I don't know if it's. I don't. So And if you look into the Philadelphia experiment, that whole thing seems to be
don't forget
based
about the
on one
Montauk
guy's
monster
story.
too. They were doing
There's not
animal
really any
experiments out there.
proof. But I don't know.
It's saying it's still Montauk.
Well, yeah, but that's
And,
allegedly
and
doing
the
animal
crash that happened out there.
experiments. So we're doing a lot of different stuff out here. I don't know.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi.
I don't know.
And the
Who
UFO
knows?
crash
That's
that happened out there.
What?
Okay, what? Yeah. So there's a lot of different. What?
Oh, nothing. I was gonna say like that was like one of the first big events that occurred in Philadelphia. The second biggest thing that occurred in Philly was when Bill Burr went and actually like trashed Philly in that one stand up when he's like, "Yeah, you bunch of Marys," you know. Do you remember that? You guys dedicated a whole statue to somebody that doesn't fucking exist. Anyways,
no.
Sorry guys,
sort of
that went over
maybe.
your heads. Bertie, you know what I'm talking
Like
about,
another,
right?
Look, right here, right my name,
Damn,
right
come
there.
on. Yeah,
I
you
can either
know.
confirm or deny.
Dude, you know. Anyways,
He's a spy. He cannot.
okay. I'll do this next time. Like, yeah, you know, you right, Bertie? You don't know anything.
Allegedly.
You don't know
I'll
nothing.
give you the signal.
Yeah, I was like,
That sounds like I'm just kidding. That looks like I'm just like flirting with you when people are like, I knew it. I got him. But damn. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna like say something like very like depressing.
Okay, this is the last time I do any kind of episode from like Canada.
Open your curtains.
Oh, she's gone.
Am I back?
Open your curtains. Let the Wi-Fi in.
What if she's like what if
Yeah.
just let him into your heart? Is she looking at us like what? She was like peering into our screens, and she's like, I can like, you know, I'm literally in your house. Anyways, damn, are you back? I'm just gonna talk. Sorry, guys. So, anyways, so we used to have 15 minutes before, you know, Doomsday, or as some people called it, Ragnarok, came and flattened everything. Now, with today's technology, especially with Russian technology, you have approximately 3 minutes before a subsonic nuclear warhead comes and just, well, now it's hydrogen and thermonuclear, so yeah, before everything just evaporates you. So if you guys were like, you have 15 minutes to go and hug your loved ones and tell them how much, like, yeah, I don't think that's happening. Before somebody's able to get a Wi-Fi signal, you know, to contact one of your family members, you'll evaporate. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Even though that happens, I'll be on Raven Rock, okay? So I'll be there. I'll keep this show alive. So when they're like, okay, now we're ready to take back the world, let's go and bring America back to those communists, I'll just bring, you know, the show. And I'll be like, this is the show, this is the shirt, you know. I got the shirt. Anyways, here's a shirt, and I'll just bring it back to America, along with the Bill of Rights and the Liberty Bell. And
you get the important stuff. Yeah, you don't need food. You just need Donald Trump's toupee.
I got him, guys. I got Bertie. I'll just do a gainer off of that damn nuclear warhead. Anyways, guys, anything else? This is like a short episode because of our internet.
It was a short episode, but it's because it's crappy internet, man.
Well, I got an idea. Why don't we all just why don't we do that thing where you people just, like, when friends run out of things to talk about, and then we're just kind of like, so I heard that the weather is supposed to lighten up, huh?
She's leaving. Boring people. Talking about the weather.
And then, like, you're thinking,
hey, everybody, like and subscribe.
Hey, what are you doing?
Subscribe.
What are you doing? What are you What are you doing? Don't do that.
No.
Dude, why are you? What are you? I was gonna. Well,
Again, too often.
I was just gonna say that you do that thing where you're like, oh yeah, and then somebody else is like, yeah, because I can
It's gonna
sure
be
use a
good
good
fishing
day to go
weather. Oh,
fishing.
I fucking hate you.
And then you're like, you're a piece of shit.
Nothing but
Anyways,
bodies
guys,
in there.
it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a good like, oh, you know what? Let's go to the Obamas. Let's go to that pond that they have.
Yeah,
You guys know
they
what I'm
got big. They
Okay.
got big
You guys know
mouth
what I'm
Let's
bass
talking
in
sign
there.
about?
off now.
You guys know it's a conspiracy. You guys know what I'm oh, yeah, it's a conspiracy, right? Right, Birdie? So the so apparently they had a what was it, a chef or a butler or somebody that was like talking about he was gonna publish a book based on the Obama secrets, and then like he drowned in like 2 feet of water, and then they
Look
ruled
at the
in
rabbits,
an
George.
accidental
Look at the.
death,
Oh,
even
yeah.
though somebody bludgeoned them in the back of the head. It's like that's a damn shame. That poor
It's after
chef.
the Clinton thing, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
just look at the yeah, just look at the rabbits, George. Bam. Only it was more like rock. Boom. Tell me about the rabbits. Anyways, all right. The weather seems to be getting nice, huh, guys?
Okay. Can we just sign off now?
He's not frozen. You're
Yeah.
frozen.
Yeah, we can sign off. So, you're making me feel not welcome. Is this
My
is how you
brow-
just,
oh, look.
treat me
Because
for
you're
I'm
talking?
frozen.
dropping.
You've been frozen the whole
Jesus.
time I've been doing
might be
this
my browser.
episode
Well,
with you.
I'm not frozen.
So
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm
Um,
not frozen on my end.
Well, you're frozen to us. We're beginning to think that you walked through the Stargate. Man, and here I was gonna see. I even had jokes written down on my hand. I'm kidding, guys. There's no jokes written down on my hand at all. So, anyways, guys, thanks for joining us today. This is. I feel like, you know, when you go to somebody's house and then they want you to leave, and then it becomes like really, you know, right away. You're like, I think this person wants me to leave. Because they're like, yeah, they're like walking to the door.
yeah, that's where the Irish
At
goodbye.
some point, you just snap and you're like, I've been kicked out of better homes than this, you know. So that's what I'm beginning to. That's what I'm. That's what I'm.
And you're frozen.
No, I'm not. I just stopped reacting. So, jeez, what are we doing? So, anyways, I'm just gonna end the show because now I'm getting uncomfortable. Now I feel like I should leave the house. So, what I'm saying is, what the whole point was that SOS, you're making me feel like, you know, I'm not welcome, and then you're like, yeah, just go ahead, go. I'm like, oh, and then that's what I'm doing. So, anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in on this very hurtful episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, was one of your hosts, Decon, and guys, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I mean, I got an idea. If you guys have a guest and they've overstayed their welcome, why don't you play them this damn show? Why don't you play them this damn episode? Where if I was on stage, I'll be sweating. All I feel right now, guys, if I can describe my feelings and the way that I'm feeling right now is I'm just feeling like hot in the back of my neck. Just like this heat. You know, like I'm bombing on. Are you rolling your eyes? Or are you just frozen that way? I'm just, you know, you're frozen that way. You're not rolling your eyes at me at all. All right, guys, remember to always look both ways, especially if you find yourselves on a Nightmare Road. Whatever, goodbye. Bullshit.
Bye.